I started dancing when I was just a little girl. I remember my first ballet class and I enjoyed it so much that I remember telling my mom that I wanted to go again. Ever since then, I've been into so many classes and then I promised myself that I will become a prima. When you put a lot of passion and heart into dancing, you give everything you can. All that you've got when you dance, all for the dream. That's why taking care of these feet and myself is really important. It's not easy to find a self-care product that really knows you, what you do, or how much you love doing it. So most of the time, these products don't know how and how much they should take care of you. Cooling down is part of the recuperating process. It's a normal routine not just for dancers, but for everyone who goes through intense physical activity. Similar to sports athletes, one deserves that kind of relaxing recovery. Prima by StageRituals is by itself a ballerina too. She knows me, she knows what I do. Oh Dad, I know I can. Sugar Plum Fairy, I can do that too. Kitri, always ready for it. And after all that, I come back to her. Because she knows me better than anyone else. Because she too is just like me, a prima.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen all around the world. It is my great honor and pleasure to welcome you here to the exclusive virtual event of Prima by StageRitual, entitled Welcome Prima, the launch of the first skincare and wellness brand for ballerinas. We'd also like to thank everybody for attending this very special celebration where we unveil Prima by StageRitual's cooling collection, the Prima Club, and the much-awaited Q&A portion with world-renowned ballerinas. So please sit back and relax because this event will be full of insightful discussions about the global ballet industry post-COVID and getting through this very challenging time, interacting as a whole support community. My name is Mika Fabelia. I am a former ballerina and turned event host, and I will be hosting this lovely event. We hope you, all of our friends in the media, Point Magazine and Focus Online, and our stars of this event, Prima Club members, will enjoy this wonderful occasion. Prima by StageRitual is the first ever wellness brand for ballerinas, hailing from Germany, and they take pride from the fact that their brand offers not just a product, but a community that promotes a healthy and well-balanced lifestyle, with collections that improve everyday in-stage performance, backstage rituals, and at-home relaxation. Prima by StageRitual is all about celebrating artistic success on the stage and in the world. We want you to feel that Prima is a friend and by itself, a ballerina as well. Now, I'm sure everybody is very intrigued about this brand and the woman behind its success. How did she come this far and be the bridge to each and every one of us from different corners of the globe? We'll find out directly from her. Please welcome the Chief Executive Officer and founder of Prima by StageRituals, Miss Viv Rohrer.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Viv Rohrer, and I'm the founder of Prima by StageRitual. And there's a lot of familiar faces, and I know most of you knows me with my maiden name. But before anything else, I would like to congratulate each and every one of you for making it this far, despite all the uncertainty our industry is facing. Your persistence, greed, unwavering love for dance is just simply admirable. In this time, we all went through the process of finding our resolve to thrive and move forward along with the pandemic. It continuously feels like it beats you down to the ground, which makes you question your worth. But in this process, I went through a lot of books, films, coaching, and more. But you know what? What's funny? They all say the same cliche to find positivity in everything you encounter. And I was like, how? As if it's easy when you're in the verge of depressive state. But you know what? One day I just told myself, I'm tired of this. I'll just face life as simple as it can be, thinking that pandemics happened already and the world survived anyways. Yes, the history repeats itself. The Black Death or Bubonic Plague in 13th century. However, after that, the Renaissance art period of 14th to 16th century happened, where arts developed a lot. So you can choose which comparison you prefer, either the negative side or the positive version of history repeating itself. Of course, I choose to be in the flow on the positive side, and I'm seeing everything at the moment as a rebirth of arts industry. We are now accepting the hybrid way of learning as our new normal. With all of these changes, I wanted to create something with the industry that is near to my heart. But if I wanted to create something, it should be something of a value to solve a problem on what ballerina experience in a day. For example, our studio floors at home are not made for jumps, and it's too hard to do your everyday dance classes. That's why we created our cooling collection to soothe your beat and muscles. Many days you cannot dry your hair properly and go straight to bun, which makes it frizzy. Then you even add your hair gel and spray for performances. That leads to damaging your hair. For this, we'll soon launch our Nutcracker hair-inspired collection. You want to scrub your body and just to sleep. After you remove your sticky sweat while relaxing your muscle, we will launch our Swan Lake-inspired bath and soak collection with Epsom salt for time-saving nighttime routine. You have a pas de deux or a pas de quatre, and you work with your ballet mates. You must smell good, of course, out of courtesy to them. We will launch our Sleeping Beauty Fairies-inspired cologne collection. And yes, this kind of Prima problems. But at any rate, the problem that bothers me the most is the mental health status that we have right now. Not having something to look forward and no direction is a huge problem, especially for some country continuously having on and off lockdowns. We created the complimentary Prima Club events. There will be gathering for Prima Ballerinas, and this will bring important dance learning and much needed inspiration to us, alongside with our Prima Lounge, to just share absolutely everything about dance and fun, seeing relevant comments, seeing more ballet quotes, jokes, and humors. But furthermore, I want to also make a point that our niche market has so much more potential, and that the people who wants to create brands and company to whichever solve dance problem won't be afraid to embrace it. Because all of you being here, more than 50 plus attendees, and consisting of aspiring ballerinas, Prima Ballerinas, dance school owner, dance company director, dance shop owners, ballet coach designer, and many more. Every version of Prima are here today. We together establishing a new path of dance business and have proven a point. And anyway, I'm not going to hold you any longer, of course, because you're not here because of me. You're here because of the Prima Ballerinas. But I would like to use also this opportunity to thank my team in making this possible. Without their hard work, this amazing gathering won't become a reality. And of course, our media partner, Pony Magazine, Ballet at its Best, and our media guest from Germany, Focus Online, the Bunte Magazine, for being with us today. With pride, I now welcome all of you, Prima, the launch of the first skincare wellness brand made for ballerinas. Enjoy, everyone.
Oh, that is truly inspiring, Miss Viv. Thank you so much. And not to mention connecting ballerinas all around the world. That is the Prima Club for you. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And without a shadow of the doubt, this is just the beginning of something big. I'm excited and thrilled to unfold the future of Prima. Let's all check out this video. Today, we mark Prima's beginning in conquering the world of stage. I can already sense the excitement building. Let's get to it. Let's welcome the stars of the event, starting with Evgenia Obretsova of the Bolshoi Theater. Let's please welcome Skylar Brandt of the American Ballet Theater.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having me.
Let's bring on Loretta Summerscales of the Bavarian State Ballet.
Hello, nice to meet everybody.
Now let's bring on Maria Koreva of the Mariinsky Theater. Let's please welcome Misa Kuranaga of the San Francisco Ballet.
Ron, how are you?
Now let's welcome Iana Salenko of the Berlin State Ballet.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome indeed. Now let's welcome Nicoletta Mani of Teatro alla Scala. Let's also welcome Nikisha Fogo of the San Francisco Ballet.
Hello, nice to see you guys.
Let's welcome Anna Oll of National Opera and Ballet.
Hello, nice to see you here, guys.
And it's certainly nice to see Denise Parungao Phillips of Ballet Philippines.
Hi, nice to see you all.
And yes, it is also nice as well to see Jemima Reyes, also of Ballet Philippines. Don't you feel you're among goddesses right now? That is exactly how I feel. Hello, ladies. You are all looking so beautiful, and I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for being here today. It's a pleasure to have you all here and to just sit down and have a conversation with you all. This Q&A portion is about sharing your thoughts, your experiences, and realizations from all that's happening in your ballet life. I'm sure it's a very weird time right now. Some of you are now performing on stage, and some are still slowly getting back on stage, maybe after a year or more of virtual classes and DIY bars and, you know, hitting your furniture and home rehearsals as we get closer and closer to unplugging and finally getting back to the theaters and studios. Now, for our first question, I would like to invite Iana Salenko, Maria Koreva, Loretta Summerscales, and Anna Oll to talk about your experiences and struggles in the new normal. Now, I'm sure you've experienced the transition from the pandemic to a new normal situation. I want to know how you guys feel about slowly getting back on stage. Let's start with Iana.
Yes, it's a very difficult time, and of course, it's take a lot of passion and I think motivation when you are having some like a performance or goal to beat it, and this is the best what we needed for this period. And when we don't know when is it, and you're just working by yourself to be healthy, to work out and to build your muscle just for to be how you are. And I think for artists, it's a really difficult time, and I hope it's soon coming normal, and we will get better and stronger. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Stronger, I think, in more ways than one, not just in keeping our physical strength, but of course also our mental strength and our strength as a community as well, just like as Prima offers. Now, I'm interested to hear your thoughts, Maria.
Getting back on stage after the pandemic situation is the most precious thing ever, really, for a dancer, because we value every entrance on stage now so much more. And it is truly it was a very emotional experience when we had our first performance after the COVID lockdown. So, you know, now you start to value live arts much more because we realized that life for us, for performers, and I think for the people around the world, life became emptier without the live art. So now it's a great luck and it's a great honor to be performing back on stage now.
Oh, Maria, you just gave me goosebumps, and experiencing. Hopefully, we get to watch a show once again with a full corps de ballet with the proper blocking, no need for social distancing. Hopefully, that comes very, very soon. Now, let's hear your side to this, Loretta.
I think many people have experienced like many lockdowns, and for me, the first one compared to the second one was completely different. The first one was literally do nothing, and I'm sure many companies, many countries just had no idea what to do. So the first one was literally, I think, panic stations, in my experience, that didn't know how to react, how to feel, just doing your best. But in our company, the second lockdown was much better controlled. There was a lot more for the dancers. We were still working every single day, even though we weren't performing. So I found that was really good for the dancers to have that support. And then there wasn't really a gradual thing for us in Munich. It was literally, look, we can perform, so let's go. So it was quite a hit in the face. It was, of course, amazing. But I personally realized that also you train every single day for your body. You train every single day, like, to keep your mind controlled and ready, but also your nerves. Like, I felt having so much time off of being on stage when I was on stage, it just felt different. And also the audience wasn't full, so the atmosphere was quite unusual. So I felt it took me about 3 shows to kind of get back to like, oh, this is Loretta on stage. And by the time we got to the third one as well, we had a lot more people in the audience. So that one was so emotional because you really felt them. It was wonderful. And like the other dancers have said, like, to get back and having more like corps de ballet, full ballets, not having to be like, oh, different versions. I think it was a whole process, and I'm sure all of us could talk for hours about it, but that's all I have to say.
I think we need a whole other event just to discuss that part, because I'm sure everybody has such unique perspectives and unique experiences on that. It's definitely going down in the history books of ballet, I have to say. Now, I believe we do have Miss Nicoletta on. Miss Nicoletta, are you there? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. All right. So for Nicoletta, we want to know how you experienced the transition from the pandemic to a new normal situation. How do you feel about slowly getting back on stage? I think Nicoletta is having some connectivity issues, something that we're all familiar with in these strange pandemic times. I think we have her there. Nicoletta, can you hear us? I think that's
Hello, yes.
Hi.
Hello, hi.
All right. So our question for you is, how was the transition for you from the pandemic into the new normal? How do you feel about getting back on stage?
Oh, well, getting back on stage for us, for any dancer in this moment, I think it was the most awaited things during the pandemic. And it was a magical moment for me because during the year we did a few streaming. So without public, without audience, we were dancing and recording some like galas and ballet. But of course, the energy that you receive from the public and the feelings that you feel on stage, sharing with audience your feelings, your emotion, your dancing, it's completely another things. And for us in Italy, it was possible from June. So since June, we are starting to do shows again with the public, and this is the most beautiful things, to go back to what we were waiting for and feeling the energy and the passion and the warmth or clapping or just something that I cannot explain.
I'm sure you can't explain it, but everybody here knows what you're talking about. We all miss that energy oh so much, and even the sound of an audience that is not coming from a PC or a laptop or your phone. It's totally different. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, Nicoletta. Lastly,
Thank you.
we have Anna Ol.
Hi again. I just want to say that probably all of us here, we had a completely different experience with this pandemic, and all the companies in the world solved this problem differently. For example, for us, we've been dancing quite a lot with Dutch National Ballet online with an empty audience. We did or streaming or filming. And I must say, at that moment, I realized that actually I don't like it. I don't like to dance for empty audience. And what Nicoletta said, I can just also say absolutely the same. It was the most exciting moment to get audience back, even 250 people. But feel the sharing, the energy. It's nothing to do with rehearsing long hours or dancing in front of empty audience. This is something why do I love my profession for, and why do I get such an excitement, and why it is my personal drug? Because if there is no people who gives you energy back, it all loses the sense, at least personally for myself. So it was very exciting, a little bit scary, because it's without dancing all the time on stage with audience, you lose the confidence. And of course, it was just after a few performances, it was okay, all right, now I can feel confident. But yeah, it's the most amazing thing to get back after such a long break.
Whew, that was just the first question, and I hope I'm not the only one getting a little bit emotional here, just imagining, of course, full crowds again, full theaters again, and of course, the entire ensemble of a company dancing on stage together as one. We hope that, of course, these days are closer than ever before. Now, this next question is somewhat related to the first question, and I would like to give the floor now to Ms. Misa Kuranaga, Jemima Reyes, Nikisha Fogo, Evgenia Obratsova, and Nicoletta Manny once again. Now, ladies, I want to know what your preparation and safety measures are for getting back on stage. Did you have to get back in shape? Because I'm sure like many dancers had to relearn Grand Allegro and a lot of traveling steps, for instance. What are the skills that you had to relearn? Let's start with Misa Kuranaga.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and it's so great to see you. I see so many familiar faces from my own company and gigs that I've done and on social medias and all that. And it's so nice to be connected with you all. It was just so lonely for me to be isolated from the whole world, not performing together on stage or anything like that for a year and a half. And so I'm really, really, really excited to be here and hear your experiences about what you have done and thought and then dealt with through this pandemic. And yes, so San Francisco Ballet had a really crazy lockdown, and the city itself was really, really strict about COVID. So we had very strict rules in the city, and so we couldn't perform at all live for sure. But then we got to do a few streaming performances, and as everyone's saying here, it's really not the same as having the audience cheering for you and then having the conversation on stage. Dancing to camera is just really not the same. So we were fortunate to have a few streaming, but yes, it was lonely, and it was I guess, learning experience for a new era for different, type of things. And then I think this kind of like streaming would happen a lot from now on, even though we are sort of back on stage live. So we probably have to get used to it in the future. But getting back on stage, yes, I personally could not jump at all at home because my neighbor complained that I was loud. So probably about 8 months, I didn't jump at all. And of course, not using that specific muscles, you lose it. So getting back into the studio, I had to really, really be careful, start jumping slowly. Otherwise, not having any muscles to protect your joints and everything would be very dangerous. So that's what I have done. And also the partnering skill for something was something that I had to relearn and rebuild, because we were not allowed to touch each other or have any partners near you within the 6 feet of distance for a year or something. So that was very, very hard to get back. But then slowly every day, I asked someone in my pod group, because we were separated into different groups and then we had to be away from each other. But then I asked someone in the group, could you partner me? Like I just asked any guys, like, can you just do a little pirouette, a little lift and a little toss? And so we did something like that every day. And then eventually I started doing a little pas de deux and then start running it and just for fun. And then and eventually I planned some little guest performances, like little ones to like medium ones to bigger ones. So that was my preparation for getting back on stage. So really, like, we need to start slow and we need to build from the, small things to build up from there.
Very interesting. What about you, Jemima? Did you have any neighbors that complained as well? I'm really interested to hear what your experience was. I believe Jemima is having some connectivity issues, something that we've all had to get used to as well in this pandemic. And I love the recurring theme of how everybody is, really realizing how essential the audience is, how essential we all are in the world of dance, and really needing that connection, whether it's with the audience or with your partner or with each other. It's just, I love that Misa said it's been lonely. That is a keyword I think that has best described the past year. And it's initiatives like this, initiatives like the Prima Club, that of course bring us all together once again. Now, I believe Miss Jemima is trying to connect, but while she is doing so, we will move on to Nikisha's thoughts and how she managed to get back on stage. Nikisha?
Yes, so for me, it's been a bit of a interesting story because I haven't really been on stage yet compared to my fellow primas. As Misa said, we had a online performance, and that was my first performance with San Francisco Ballet because I moved companies during this time, which was also very interesting, not really getting to know the people, your colleagues, and getting to even see what they really look like under the face mask and being in pods and all of that. So, and on top of that, we were filming with the back towards the auditorium. So it was really bizarre. So it's been tough to not have that connection, and not only with the audience, but also with other dancers, people that share the same passion as you. And for me, well, it's always hard because you really realize during this time that your body is being in shape and all this, it's really like a fresh produce. You really have to work on it and go all constantly going into lockdown or going back in the studio, and it's not the same. I still don't really feel fully in shape, also because I haven't really been on stage yet. So things that I've had to really keep in mind is, like Misa said, to take things slow and not get too ahead of myself, because once you get on in the studio, I really wanted to go for it and jump, but then you have to take care and really work on like massaging yourself or like doing all those things for yourself. And something that I've had to or will have to relearn is to get the stamina back to do a long performance, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm just waiting for that moment, and I'm so happy that so many of you have had the chance to be on stage, even if it's for only a few people.
Hopefully, Nikisha, we'll get to see you back on stage again. And, you know, I love what you said. It feels like there's a lot of forgiveness involved in getting back to the stage. A lot of patience as well, that, you know, things aren't what they used to be. And we're working slowly to getting them to how they were. But there are some changes, of course, that are permanent. And we just have to have a lot of understanding and a lot of patience as we figure this out. Everybody's sort of like on uncharted waters here, so it's really weird. What about you, Evgenia? I'm really interested to know your thoughts on this. How did you exactly get into that transition on stage, and how did you feel?
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. What about me? I didn't stop. I continue practicing in any condition during all this situation, even at home in small room. But we are very happy. We are Russian dancers and dancers of Bolshoi theater. I think we're most lucky this way because we start very soon. We jumped in shape like this, and during the very short time we were on stage, we start to perform very soon. And for me, it was like a long vacation. But of course, it wasn't good to stay at home and practice in a small room. It was strange, of course. And also the incomplete occupancy of audience of hall is also very upsetting. It's still like that. We have a half, even maybe less than half people in the hall, and this is very sad. But we are happy. We are happy to start very soon.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful to hear that you guys were able to get back on stage really quickly. And I think it kind of gives a new meaning to the dance as if nobody's watching, because suddenly we're feeling that nobody is watching, and it feels a little bit different. It kind of like a new meaning to that statement. Lastly, but definitely not least, we have Nicoletta. Nicoletta, can you share with us how exactly you went back to getting in shape, and what did you have to relearn? I think you're on mute, Nicoletta.
Sorry, everyone. I'm so bad with internet. I'm still learning everything, and this pandemic I think I learned something, but I'm still working on it. Sorry. Yeah, so for me, we had like 6 months almost not being able to go to our studio in a theater, and Italy was one of the first country in Europe that closed the theater. And of course, we were, very upset because we were seeing all the world still working, still performing, and in Italy it was not possible already. And it was a long time, because 6 months without going into the theater, it is very long for us. We are not used to, don't have rehearsals and performance. And for me, the good thing in this period was to keep myself busy, to have kind of a schedule during the day, organize some training, some classes, some kind of keep myself busy also in the mind, because our mind is also important. The body needs to be trained, but also be positive and not thinking about the bad situation we were living. So this was also a training for me to learn to think positive and see the future in a good way. And of course, it was better like this, because when we started when we went into the studio, I had to keep myself calm down, because of course, when I saw the studio, I wanted to, go back to my life, to my rehearsal and my training. And of course, as Misa said, we need to go slowly, because our body needs time to build again the stamina and to get back in shape. And just now, this week, I had the opportunity to dance a full-length ballet after 1 year and a half. And I can say that it was amazing. The feeling that I had on stage, it was unique. And of course, it was not easy for my body, because to dance one pas de deux or a piece that is like 20 minutes is not the same as being on stage for 2 hours. But the feeling that I had in my heart and in my mind, it was just so I don't know, like enormous feeling of I was just grateful for what I had and for what I was feeling.
That is really beautiful, Nicoletta. I'm so happy that you finally got a full-length ballet. It must have been such an experience indeed. And I hope that, we have a lot of dancers over here in attendance. I hope it just goes to show that, our recovery process throughout this pandemic can be very different. You might be like Evgenia, who can get it just like that, and you're up and about and doing Don Quixote the next day, or you might need a little bit more time, and that is fine. It's up to you how you want to recover from this, and most importantly, of course, listening to your body. Now let's invite Maria Correva, Skylar Brandt, and Denise Parangao Phillips on our virtual stage to answer our third question. This one's a rather personal one. Ladies, how are you guys? No, really, how are you guys? How are you coping up? Like, did you have any kind of support group, any rituals that helped you and prepared you physically, emotionally, and mentally throughout this period? Let's start with Maria.
Yes, I consider myself a lucky person, because I have my amazing family, my mother, father, and my sister supporting me always along the way. And of course, they've been really helping me to get back in shape and get back on stage, because it was a kind of a emotional problem, more so because it was more responsibility for all of us, and it was a little bit scary to go on stage after such a huge break. So yeah, I have my family, I have my amazing colleagues and friends at the Mariinsky Theater, and of course they are always supporting, and I'm really grateful.
That's wonderful, Maria. So wonderful to hear that your family was very supportive throughout this time. Now, what about you, Skylar?
Hi, everyone. So nice to see you guys again. Yeah, I went through a similar thing, same as Maria. Obviously, friends, family, my coaches who are my mentors. But I think that at the beginning of the pandemic, I was obviously really devastated that everything came to a halt. But as soon as I was able to realize that, first of all, it's not just me going through this, it was the whole world, kind of eliminated this feeling of FOMO. And then, also the fact that there was nothing that we could do about it. This was the situation. I just tried to sort of switch gears mentally and take advantage of that time. I tried to look at that time as really like a gift. to be able to both grow as a person and rest and recover and re-examine my goals, but also to, you know, try to continue training and have fun in the process. So I think that, you know, it was really, it just took a little bit of a change in perspective for me to actually use the pandemic to my advantage in a way. And it allowed me the time to spend more time with my family, which I might not otherwise be doing if I had to be on the road performing or what have you. So again, I just tried to make the most of it, I would say.
Yeah, that's really great. It's kind of like just dealing with the cards that were dealt with, because everybody kind of dealt with a whammy, of course, last year. And as you mentioned, the whole world was going through the same thing. So it yes, indeed, we kind of like, you know, didn't exactly get that FOMO feeling because everybody around the world was going through this pandemic and going through this, you know, really difficult time. Now we're all coming out of it together. What about you, Denise? I'm eager to hear your thoughts on this.
The past years, definitely lots of ups and mostly downs. But over time, I've learned to accept things as they are and not how I think they should have been. You know, I've learned to just expect the worst and hope for the best. Yeah. For instance, in a few days here in Manila, we're gonna be in lockdown again. We have to stay inside our house. And you open social media, just looking at it, Skylar just finished a show in Mexico. It's like sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to take, but you know, I kind of just look the brighter side always, you know. And I'm very lucky. I have a very good support group. Like I have my husband and my very cute dog with me this whole time. So it kind of balances. And also my husband, Joseph, he's my boss. I mean, like literally my boss in the company. So he pushes me. Like at home, I'm still pushed to be to dance professionally, but he pushes me, the company, to keep going, you know. And it's important that you have someone that pushes you to don't stop dancing, and I'm very thankful for that.
And of course, our fur babies are very loved as well for keeping us sane. Of course, we also have Jemima. Let's try to call Jemima back onto our virtual stage if she is here. Jemima, let us know. Oh, we have Joseph Phillips saying hello, very very briefly. You can see him, and there you go. Denise is that is what's keeping Denise sane over here. I believe we still have some connectivity issues on the side of Jemima, so hopefully we'll get to hear from her a little bit later. Now, of course, we have come to the end of our Q&A portion with our primas, and we are going to turn the side over now to our friends in the media to ask a few questions. Now, first up, we have Miss Caroline Bodan from Point Magazine. Miss Caroline?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. All right, so my first question is for the dancers. Did you participate in certain self-care rituals during the pandemic that you think you will carry into your career now post-pandemic?
All right, let's have, who should we call to answer this question? Let's have Nikisha, Evgenia, and Miss Misa. Let's start with Nikisha.
Okay, am I unmuted? Okay, good. Well, my muscles tend to like really seize up when I'm dancing a lot. It's really bad. So I constantly have to self-massage and take baths, which is also great to relax your mind too. So I continue to do that during the pandemic, maybe more so for my mind, and I think I will continue on doing that. yeah, I feel like it really works for me. It's all about finding what works for you.
Yeah, kind of runs with the theme that, of course, everybody is different, and we're actually realizing all of those differences and how we react. Now, what about, who did I call it? What about Evgenia? Evgenia was the next person I called.
Excuse me, can you please repeat a question?
Oh, sure, Miss Caroline.
Yes. So did you participate in certain self-care rituals during the pandemic, maybe that you kind of developed during the pandemic that you think you will now carry into your career when you're getting back on stage?
Oh, I think nothing changed in my life during this period, because I told before it was very short. We are lucky and we happy because it was just 4 months when we were closed in our flats. So after that, life starts like it was before. So I didn't change a lot, and I think it all was the same after that. All the same. Like, you mean how I get back my muscles?
Was that correct?
Sorry, I didn't hear. I don't hear you.
Oh, I think she's having some problems, but Caroline, did you get the answer to your question?
Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, we're all good, Evgenia. We're all good. And last but not least, let's have Misa.
So, because we didn't get to rehearse or dance very much, I don't think I did a lot of self-care for physical part, because when I don't dance, I don't need that much of it. But because it was so hard mentally, I feel like I did a lot of like self-mental care, starting with, reflecting a lot in myself. And then also I was really lucky to have amazing dancers in San Francisco Ballet that we all got together virtually and talked a lot, and really support each other. And those are the things that helped me through this pandemic. And then at first we were not allowed to see each other in person. We were not even allowed to talk in the hallway. Looking at the schedule, the paper schedule, we are not allowed to see that together. So that once we passed that crazy moment, we were allowed to see each other. And then, like, I remember one day Nikisha and I went out to dinner when we were allowed, and we of course all followed the protocols that we had to follow. But once that was lifted, we went out to dinner, we talked a little bit, and in the studio, if we were in the same pod, we'll be making some cute videos together, or help each other, and correct each other's, or just do something nice to each other, so that it helps mentally that you are not alone and you are doing this together, and you're helping each other to come back to hopefully a normal time. So that was a huge support. So I feel very lucky that I have so many great friends and support in the company.
That's really great, Misha. Caroline, did you get your answer to your question?
Yes, thank you so much.
Wonderful. I think you have another one too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So my next question for the dancers is, what did the pandemic teach you about dance life balance? And do you worry that this might be hard to maintain now as stages open again?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Let's have Iyana, Misa once again, and Anna answer this question. Let's start with Iyana.
Hi. So epidemic, I think it's learning by listening your body, and you know how much you want to push or how much you give it on stage. And I learned, because we are dancer, we are crazy about push and no limit. And I recognize like after when it was 1 week off, and then you see your body like start discover what was problem, what was wrong, and that's that you have to listen your body, and you have to care what important, which muscle important for your body. And this is what's helped me like a lot to be on stage and be back, and to recognize and to be balanced, and to be like care about yourself, not just about do it like sport. You just do it and you do your best, but important to listen, and to listen your body, and to care who you are. Yeah, this was what me learned from epidemic.
Thank you so much, Iana. Yeah, we're so used to just going, go, and I'm sure that 2020, that was a bit of a check, a mental check. Okay, maybe sometimes we can't just go, go. How do we deal with that? How do we deal with that when we can't move forward? Now let's have Misa.
So sorry, could you repeat that question again, please?
Sure. All right, so what did the pandemic teach you about dance life balance? And do you worry that this might be difficult to maintain as stages reopen now?
I see. Yes. Yes. Well, before pre-pandemic, I felt like I never had a personal life very much, because I was pretty much always going for my career straightforward, and then I never really tried to have the life balance. But during pandemic, I learned to like my home, and then I had to decorate a little bit to make it comfortable, because I spent a lot of time in my own apartment, and also spending time with my boyfriend, or those things I never really thought about ever pre-pandemic. And then I know it might be strange to some of the people who have families, and or maybe children's and all that, but for me, it was never a priority to prioritize something other than my career. So I got to practice a little bit of that during pandemic, and then now it's starting to open up, and then I'm dancing a lot more, and now I feel like, okay, yes, my personal time at home is getting a little bit shorter, but I'm also very happy to be on stage. So I don't know how that's going to be, but I'm just kind of experimenting right now. Hopefully I can be a balanced person after this.
I'm sure you're up to the challenge there, Misa. And it's funny how many things that we've never noticed before or paid a lot of attention to suddenly came out even clearer during the pandemic. It's just one of those things. Now, instead of Anna All, we'll be having Denise answering this question.
Hi. I must say that my life now is very different, just because my outside life is dance too. um, it's kind of balanced with, because I have time at home, right? It's it's still dance. My life, my outside of the studio life is still dance, but not me dancing. Like, I found myself in a different field, channel of dance, which is great, because I realize I'm more than just a dancer inside the theater. And I think that's very important, especially in this time, that I don't know until when I can dance, or and if I can still dance after this. So yeah.
It really forces you to think, to rethink actually dance, because we know it as, putting on a tutu and going on stage. It might mean something else. And that doesn't make you, of course, any less of a prima. It could take on a different form. We need dancers in all sorts of places, I think. Now, we have, I believe, another member of the media asking a few questions. Can I please call up Paula Kessler of Focus Online?
Hi, Mika.
Hi.
Hi, nice to see you and thank you for having me. So most of my questions are already answered, but I would like to know if you find some new hobbies except dancing. So did you find out that you're a really good cookie baker, or did you like to go running or something like that?
That is very interesting. I want to know the answer to that as well, especially whoever is making cookies. I want to know. Let's call up for this question Anna and Loretta. Let's have you first, Anna.
So I think, yeah, we actually got the time to get a hobby finally, because before this question about the hobby always was a bit confusing, you know, like hobby, like my job is my hobby, and yeah, it's everything. So I just figured out what I actually like more in my life. Yeah, I like to do something else aside of ballet, and actually I really like to read. And there was a period of time when I had a lot of free time sitting at home and practicing just a few hours a day, when I read like all possible classical literature, which I had that I just missed during my education. And yeah, I think it sounds very very casual, but yeah, it was I spent a lot of time with it. And also I just started to learn different languages and improve my English, and I started to learn Dutch, which is not very easy, so it took a lot of my time. That was it.
That's wonderful, Anna. I'm curious, which was your favorite book?
My favorite book is I love Oscar Wilde, and I've read like almost all his poems and dramas. Of course, I like the Portrait of Dorian Gray, but it's, let's say, the most common, the most well-known masterpiece. But I also like his Salome, which is a poem, and of course I read it in Russian, my native language. But yeah, it was my favorite.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful indeed. Now let's call up Loretta. Loretta, I'm eager to hear what sort of hobbies you picked up.
Well, obviously dance is always the main one for everyone, but I've always enjoyed arts and painting, cross stitch, all these types of things. So especially when it came to the lockdown and there was this huge, Black Lives Matter and everything that happened, I didn't really know how to express myself, especially on social media. A lot of people had a lot to say, but also being white, I didn't know how to say it. And I decided to make a painting as my husband. He's also a principal dancer in Munich, and he's Black. And I decided I can't just paint anything, it has to mean something. So I spent quite a long time trying to create something that meant something, and I enjoyed the challenge of it as well. I'm not very good at human bodies, so you really saw, we were just basically hugging and you could see the different colored skin tones, and it was really nice just to try and be creative. But I have to say, to be really honest, it just really showed how much I love dancing, and actually no hobby can replace the dancing. And it was really hard. I think for everybody, it's really hard to accept we already have short careers. We're also all female here. So there's also the pressure of if you want children or not, when do you make the decision of that? Do you want to make a decision now, but you don't know how long it's going to last? Also, I'm somebody who, I don't necessarily like to put my head in the sand, but I like to not deal with it. No, I can't deal with the fact that I'm not in control. So I was like, it's going to be fine. I was always trying to be positive, not think about, and then suddenly, I don't know how other people felt, but I just broke. I just I'm losing time. I cannot cope with losing time. And I think it was Skylar, she said that, you had to accept that everybody's going through it, and you just gotta make your choices, do your best. And unfortunately for me, it just showed how much I loved dancing, and nothing compares. So I didn't really feel like, oh yes, I've got a new outlet or something new to go on to. I just knew this is what I love, and after my career's over, I think I want to be in a position where I can give to younger generation and to give to other dancers and to be a teacher, maybe, you know, somebody to just pass on the love kind of thing. So it was just a little bit of painting. That was it.
That's wonderful. I'm curious, did you put this up on your social media? Can we see the painting?
I think I did a lot of stories to see it develop, but I don't know if I actually put a post up of it in the end. I'll have a look, and if not, I'll put it up.
Yeah,
But,
maybe it's something to revisit. You never know. It sounds like a beautiful painting. It sounds like a beautiful way that you channeled that energy into something artistic, you know. What happens when you can't move? Apparently it becomes a painting. That's beautiful.
well, my husband liked it, so.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Now, Paula, I think you have another question.
Yes, one more question, just a tiny one. So I would like to know if when you were training at home, did you sometimes put on a fancy makeup or a fancy costume just for the feeling? Because I found myself sitting in front of the laptop writing, and I wore jogging pants or something like that, and then I experienced that it's quite more fun when I put some makeup on and some nice clothes. So that's what I like to know from you.
I see a lot of heads nodding, actually. I see a lot of heads nodding. So I think that gives you a little bit of a signal. But we will have Evgenia and Iana answer this question. So Evgenia, did you do anything to feel special even while at home? Oh, I think you're on mute. I think you're on mute right now.
Sorry.
There you go.
Okay, great. It looks funny because I thought about the moment when you are very sad about that you are not performing right now, and you want to show yourself how beautiful you can be to get ready and go on stage. Of course, it depends of our hair, makeup, clothes. All this makes us feel better. And of course, it was one of things that really made me smile, because I want to see myself beautiful, and I want to feel like I'm ready to be on stage, to be perfect, and to look better than I am in the moment when I'm just sitting at home and doing nothing. And yes, it makes me smile and feel better. I did
it. That's wonderful, Evgenia. Well, I know I did as well. It's like, I'm gonna do the dishes. No, I'm gonna go full Black Swan and do the dishes as well. Iana, what about you?
Yes, I'm really lucky with my husband. He likes to see myself natural, how I am. If I want to put some more makeup, and he said like, what's happened with you? So I try follow, like, just enjoying to rest and to let it skin just to be glow or whatever. Just yeah, of course I miss stage makeup, and sometimes for the online I just want to make a little bit more makeup, and it make me like, oh come, I'm still there. My eyes still there. So of course it's always there, and as artist and dancer, and I love to make some makeup or hair, whatever. So I like to experience.
Yeah, and we have stage makeup, and now we have this whole new genre, which is Zoom makeup, apparently.
Yeah,
I
did.
Paula, did that answer your question?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Great. Now, we also have some pre-selected questions from our attendees. Now, this isn't really related to the pandemic, but I think this question is a very interesting one, and I'm eager to hear everybody's thoughts on the matter. Can we please call up Miss Cello Hemina? Hi.
Hello. It's a joy and an honor to be with you, distinguished guests and colleagues. I bring you blessings from Axe Manila. Okay, and here's my question. Because of social media, we have seen classical ballet dancers dancing to mainstream music and on point. That is a novelty that makes classical ballet dancers, I guess, a little more appealing to the general public. Do you think that this will affect the public's view of the classics so that less people might want to see it? If yes, what do you think ballerinas can do to promote the classics and educate the people about it?
Very interesting question, Ms. Chella. Let's have Denise take this one.
Hi, Miss Cello.
Hello, Denise. Good to see you.
Nice to see you po. I think coming from our country, Miss Cello, where
yes.
you know we get little support. Ballet gets little support compared to TVs, and where classical ballet is not part of our culture, unlike Russia, where we have to drag people to bring to our shows, to the theater. I think it's a good thing that the general public sees ballet this way, so they can relate to it and familiarize themselves with it, and also to get more people interested sorry, in the ballet. So I mean, so we can actually have an audience to educate and to bring to our theaters and through our shows that we will put up. Maybe we can do it live, or with social media's power, we can do it virtually by sharing the classics, not just to promote personally like yourself, but also to promote the art form. It's a balance.
Yes, that's good. Thank you. That's most enlightening. Thank you very much, Denise.
Thank you very much, Ms. Chella. Now we have
You're
another
most
question.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. We have another question over here from our audience. We have Lim Yu Han. Hi.
Hi everyone, I'm Wihan from Singapore. I would like to know, how do you keep yourself going during challenging times? Example, COVID period. Thank you so much.
Ooh, wonderful question, Lim Yu Han. Now let's have Nikisha take this one.
That's a good question. Well, I try to stay connected with my friends and family, and try to think positively. I know it can be hard at times. Also try to stay inspired by watching other people dance or movies, or doing things that also spark your creativity, if that's maybe for you painting or reading a book, just to, or even meditate, just somehow to get your thoughts in check. And I know it can be hard, like we all have this little voice in our head that's saying not so nice things, but that's just the voice in our head. It's totally normal, and yeah, we're all in this together in the end. So yeah, I hope I could answer you.
Thank you so much. You really answered my question.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lim Yu Han. And thank you, Nikisha, for that wonderful reminder, of course, that, you know, negative thoughts, they do happen. We just have to acknowledge them, and then you can choose what you want to do with them. You can choose to let them dwell, or you can move on and pick up and, you know, move forward and dance. That's right as well. Now we have another question from a beautiful dancer. We have Emma Poyer.
Hi everyone. So my question is, what is one struggle that you've had to overcome in your professional career?
That's a good question. Let's have Anna All answer this one.
So I think in general, I'm a very anxious person. It was since my childhood, I was always worried about everything, and sometimes during pandemic, actually, I realized because of the world situation that there are a lot of things which you cannot get in control. So, and if you cannot control it, just let it go and try to do your best. Whatever happens and whatever you've been given, take it and do your best and be honest in front of yourself. And then I must say that this anxiety, I just really could fight it. And I think out of this pandemic, I came as a different person. So that was one of the things which actually is for a ballet dancer is also not the best one, because you always have to be very concentrated and not to let yourself to be worried, because it just shifts your attention from the goal, right? So that was my personal achievement.
Thank you so much.
That's wonderful, Anna. Thank you, everybody, for your participation. Now we have something to, take with us in this journey of life post-COVID, especially because of all of our Prima's insights and experiences. Now, I know this is a little bit unusual, but I want everybody to, if possible, turn their videos on as we salute, of course, our stars of this event. As I call up their names, I want you guys to applaud them. They might not be able to hear you, but they can definitely see you applauding. So let's give it up for Evgenia Obretsova of the Bolshoi Theater.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's give it up for Skylar Brandt of the American Ballet Theater. And put your hands together for Loretta Summerscales of the Bavarian State Ballet.
Thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
Let's all applaud Misa Kurunaga of San Francisco Ballet.
Thank you, guys.
Let's give it up for Iana Salenko of Berlin State Ballet.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
A round of applause, please, for Nikisha Fogo of San Francisco Ballet.
Thank you so much. So nice to see you all.
And a round of applause for Anna All of the National Opera and Ballet.
Thank you, guys.
Let's give it up for Denise Paringao Phillips of Ballet Philippines.
Thank you.
Let's also give it up for Jemima Reyes of Ballet Philippines. A round of applause for Nicoleta Manny of Teatro a la Scala. And last but not least, give it up for Maria Koreva of the Mariinsky Theater. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed. But before we conclude this evening, we've got our grand finale. We have the introduction of Prima by StageRitual's newest collection and the Prima Club. Let's find out more about it and how this brand is going to help you today, tomorrow, and well into the future. Check out this video.
My name is Ashley Kapow.
Hello everybody, I'm Sydney Ted.
Hi, I'm Joey Lam.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. Hi, my name is Emily Cole. My name is Matia Ingray.
Hello, my name is Hannah Saito.
Hi everyone, I'm Vihan from Singapore.
Hi there, my name is Mason Anna.
Hi everyone, my name is Nathan Abraham.
Excited to meet and learn from my favorite ballet dancers such as Skylar Brand, and many more.
I'm really excited to meet and learn from some of my favorite Prima Ballerinas from around the world.
It is surreal to be able to talk with Prima Ballerinas every month. I will be able to get insight from the best dancers in the world.
Being able to meet and learn from many Prima Ballerinas from all over the world is truly an amazing opportunity.
I feel so happy and honored to be able to learn from my favorite ballerinas from all over the world.
I'm looking forward towards the master classes, and I'd like to thank Prima for this opportunity, and I look forward to what's yet to come.
So happy, but you know what? Because I will have meeting schedules and ballet classes with my favorite ballerinas. The Prima Club organizes complimentary ballet class, talks, and events, which I'm looking forward to them.
The opportunities to attend ballet classes and events with the Prima Ballerinas is very exciting. I'm so blessed to also have the opportunity to learn new ballet skills with Prima scheduled ballet classes and events. We are currently in lockdown in Sydney, so being able to network in the Prima Club Lounge is amazing.
The Prima Lounge is full of so many wonderful opportunities for young girls.
It is so amazing how Prima helps bring dancers from all over the world together to share their experiences.
I absolutely love the new cooling collection, and I'm so excited for more collections to come.
Enjoy using them every day to relieve my tired muscles after class.
I absolutely love the new cooling collection, which I use as a part of my daily routine after a long day of dancing.
Perfect for cooling down my muscle after ballet training.
I've been spoiling myself with the cooling collection after all my online classes.
All right, that was such a fun video, and I have to say that the Prima unboxing experience really makes you feel like royalty. And if you check the label on your beauty products, you'll actually see that the ingredients are listed the same way as ingredients are listed for food. So checking your labels ensures that you're paying for quality ingredients as well as choosing products that are free from harmful chemicals. Good thing Prima's new cooling collection is proven organic and cruelty-free. You can get the whole collection and enjoy the perks of having exclusive access to Prima by StageRitual ballet classes entitled All About Being a Ballet Influencer and Journey to Discovering My Artistry. That's coming this August and September. You can also be part of the Prima Club, where you'll join a community of ballet legends, enthusiasts, professionals, and stars. You'll receive and enjoy the newest set of products per collection 4 times a year, access to exclusive events, and share your passion with people who share the same interest you do in ballet. You can visit www.primabystageritual.com for more information. And now, to liven up your day even further, or your night, depending on where you're from, please direct your attention to our screen and enjoy this very special activity we prepared for you all. We have our virtual photo booth. It's very easy to use. Just take out your camera phones and scan the QR code flashing on the screen and enjoy taking photos. We prepared this cute background that's aligned to our theme, so please don't forget to use the hashtags #WelcomePrima, #Prima Cooling Collection, and #BeYourOwnPrima. And don't forget to tag @Prima by StageRitual on Instagram. This is the start of lasting memories with Prima by StageRitual, so hold it near and dear to your heart and enjoy using our virtual photo booth. I actually have a funny story while you guys are taking pictures. I'm just going to share this really quickly. I have a very unique experience using my Prima cooling collection. I actually got the collection on the day of my vaccine shot. So I just came home from the vaccination center and the box is there, and my arm is getting heavier. And I'm carrying something else, so I have no choice, but I have to lift the box with my vaccinated arm, and it's suddenly the heaviest thing in the world. So later on, I'm feeling the side effects, and I'm running a fever, and my temperature's rising, and I couldn't sleep properly. I didn't prepare an ice pack or anything. So I actually thought I'll use the cooling collection, if anything, to help me breathe because, I wasn't feeling well at all. And it actually helped me. It actually helped me get a good night's sleep, and I was finally able to, go into deep sleep. I'm not claiming any medical benefits or anything, but it did help me feel so much better. All right, so I'm gonna give you a final maybe 10 seconds, if that's all right, before I close our virtual photo booth. I hope you had fun trying this out. I know this is like this nice minimalist background. I actually really like it. All right, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And of course, before you post, don't forget to tag us and use the hashtags #WelcomePrima, #Prima Cooling Collection, #Be Your Own Prima, and tag @Prima by StageRitual on Instagram. And of course, tag your favorite ballet stars as well. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Prima by StageRitual, I would like to thank everybody for being with us for this wonderful celebration. Thank you so much to our media partner, Point Magazine and Focus Online, and also to our influencers, the Prima Club members, and wonderful guests who witnessed Welcome Prima, the launch of the first skincare and wellness brand for ballerinas. My name is Mika, and I hope you have a great rest of the week. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep dancing, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Mika.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prima. Bye.
Very much, Prima. Thank you very much, Prima. Bye.
Thank you.